Welcome, everyone. We were hoping to be together in Kamloops and then broadcast this, but because of COVID-19, we're now in a position where we have to do it virtually, and that's fine. This way we can record, prepare, and get together again in September. My name's David B. Savage. One of the things that I've noticed is in the last couple of months, with the pandemic, for the first time in this global history, we are all faced with the simultaneous problem. And the environment seems to be healing now that we are less out there. We can return to prosperity while caring for the earth. Now let's talk about how we collaborate. Let's talk about being better together. So let's go after it. Prosperity unlocked while caring for the earth. We often have some real problems getting together. There's a lot of conflict. We think we're somehow separate when it comes to environmental protection, economic prosperity, community development, safety, security. Those cannot be different. We need to create shared value. I'm going to help you, and you're going to help me. So let's spend some time together in this session, how to produce better outcomes with well-designed collaborations. Why do we do this? Well, we're in a very complex, very challenging, very fast-paced time. And yet, oftentimes, we treat our projects as if they're one-offs and they're not connected. That is foolhardy. Our earth, our environment, our future, and ourselves deserve better. So how do we do it? You know, collaboration is often a dirty word. It's just not well done. And sometimes you just want to be the lone wolf. Well, today in my session, we'll talk about that. We'll make it much easier. We'll get that red pen to the right spot. So what is collaboration? Oftentimes people say they collaborated when they've just held a meeting or they had a conversation or they did a project plan. My vision of collaboration is far grander than that. It is big dream, big breakthroughs, big yeses. The purpose to create value by improving innovation, customer relationships, and efficiency while leveraging technology for effective interactions in the virtual and physical space. Well, we're in the virtual today, but we will be back to the physical. Teamwork is challenging. Sometimes it's just, what's that African proverb? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We expect to be more productive and successful each day. But how do we do that? Well, today, and in my 45 podcasts and 7 books, you can learn more about collaboration, leadership, how to design, assess, and turbocharge your teams and your projects. My friend and former chairman of the Heart and Stroke Foundation of Canada, Rod McKay, this is one of his quotes in my first book, Breakthrough to Yes. Leadership is difficult. Leadership that relies heavily on collaboration is more difficult. Isn't that true? And it's often not done well. Let's be conscious collaborators. Sometimes that's the way it feels. I won't spell it out, but sometimes collaboration and projects working together is a Rubik's Cube. And way too often, it's a fight. Look at those babies on the ground. They're our future. They're actually the ones we're working for. Yeah, just check that out. When you're the woman in the middle trying to stop the stakeholders and self-interest groups and all the diverse pieces from their battles and their ignorance of each other. How can you be more effective than simply putting out your arms? Webb tells us walls of resistance are partly from our own creation. It's not the idea of collaboration, but the way many attempt to apply it. Prepare your own organization for change. In other words, and prepare yourself. And that's why I've been writing really these 7 books and 45 podcasts and speaking. How do we create shared value? It's through collaboration. Collaboration is the path to protect the environment, to serve our communities, and make money at the same time. In fact, I think we're in a new paradigm where the companies that do create shared value are going to be the most successful. The ones that protect their communities, serve their employees, create higher loyalty, the ones that collaborate well, break through. We have all sorts of success stories going on right now. And yet we have many in the old paradigm that's just cut and slash, save myself. Well, you might do that for a while, but the future is collaborative. Rod tells us collaboration is one of the most misused words today. Yeah, it is. Let's do it better. Collaboration designed and performed well is an opportunity to explore interests, involve diverse perspectives, create dreams, innovate, generate collective wisdom. Yeah, collective wisdom. I know the older I get, the less I know. I know with you and you and you and you and you and you, we come up with breakthrough thinking that none of us have actually considered by ourselves. It's been my experience throughout my career. I've made a lot of money when I'm curious and open and listen. And then when that culture is in effect, then we get some amazing ideas. Here's the title page of my first book, Breakthrough to Yes, Unlocking the Possible Within a Culture of Collaboration. What I ask you to do is spend a minute. What's shady there? Take a look at that title. Do you see letters that are shaded? My friend Donna Hastings gave me that idea. The biggest barrier to collaboration is egos. EGOS. Ken Cloak, who's the founder of Mediators Beyond Borders International and author of many books, and my mentor, he also adds, barriers to collaboration include neglecting to involve those who are most immediately impacted by the problem. If you don't include them, they will find a way, and you know that. Everybody has a voice if they're immediately impacted by the problem. If you try to exclude them, do it at your own risk. Get them inside. Respect them. Learn from them. Include them. Learn together. Another barrier is not making improvements in the design system. That's what we're talking about today, design and collaboration. It's a process. It's a communication. It's a technology. Within your organization, your team, or your project, it's a culture. It just moves and moves and moves and makes progressions. Sometimes we step backwards, but this is a process. It's an evolution, a cultural evolution within your team, within your organization, and within your project. Get rid of bureaucratic work. Stop the barriers, holding information tight, for example. Make sure it's very clear that everyone can visualize what the target is. Where are we going? Walk around, keep telling them, keep telling them. Remind them, what's the dream? Lack of clarity and failure to evolve relationships. Yeah, I'm going to slow down a minute because there's a lot there that can, and now you are thinking about. Make some notes. Write it down. Ask questions. Ask questions within your team. What are our barriers? And how do we break them down? How do we break through? In 2018, I produced Better by Design because I wanted to put together a guidebook that's been very, very well received. How to produce better outcomes through well-designed collaborations. Yeah, and it's working. People are consciously and purposefully designing their projects and their collaborations and their cultures. A great way to start is values. I know Barry Wilson and I are both very active, involved in Rotary. Some of you are. One of the things that I love to do in Rotary is go to our local high school and help teach values and ethics to high school students. Because I think two things. If you know your values and you know how to critically think, that's all the education you really know. That's all the things you need to do to make your decisions, make your future bright. So in your projects, in your initiatives, in your teams, in your organizations, what are your values? Actually have a conversation about them. Have a discussion, get to know each other, but get to know not only each other's, but what are your group, your collaborative values? Because this will guide you as you work together and as you run into some conflicts and barriers. Discuss them, write them down, honor them, decide with your values. Are your values innovation, reduction of cumulative adverse effects, openness, accountability, diversity, community building, inclusion? I can offer you a list of 50 different values. The important part that you'll have is a conversation with your team. What is your team's and your project's values? What are they? Write them down, share them. If you meet together, remind yourself at the beginning of each meeting, virtual or in person. Trust, respect, transparency, curiosity, accountability. Let those be. Let those lead you. Now I've developed a collaborative team leadership 360 assessment. Here's some of the questions in that assessment. I offer these for you to personally consider, professionally consider, and within your team, have a conversation. Know that when you go through these and rank them 1 to 5, 1 being we're not very good at it, and 5 is, we're masters of the universe. Oftentimes what you think and your team thinks are very different. And they're not often higher than you. So be honest. What is your clear intention? Have we experienced collaboration success together and value? The more you succeed, the more you trust. Do we really understand the other's interests, our own interests, our community's needs, Mother Earth's needs? Do they collaborate with us? Or is it always us reaching out and them not? Because if they're not coming back, there's a problem here, Houston. We've got a problem. Have an agreed upon set of principles for your team, for your project, for your collaboration. How will we work together? What are our measurables? What are our accountabilities? What are our roles? How do we share information? How do we make 1 + 1 to equal 11? Think about it. Reflect on this occasionally. This is not once, maybe once a week, once a month, for yourself and for your collaborative team. Assess, improve, engage, learn, evolve. Now, my 10 essential steps to collaboration. I do this on purpose because I want you to do it on purpose. Number 1, set your intention. What is your honest purpose? Number 2, be aware. Be open. Engage others. Be aware that others' interests and ideals and dreams are different than yours. Be open. Acknowledge. Embrace conflict. Seek out those that speak out. This is huge. In my career, this has been a great strategic advantage for me in my companies and my organizations and not-for-profits. Those that are in conflict with me have got something to teach me, something that I can learn, and together we'll be better. Number 4, seek diversity. Bring in all the perspectives, all of them, demographically, culturally, technically, professionally, all of the perspectives. Minimize groupthink. Number 5, design the collaboration. Now, in this conference, it won't surprise too many people, but it surprises a lot of my clients that when you design the collaboration, oftentimes you get more creativity by going out in nature, meet in a park, go on a backpacking trip, get directly involved in the forest. Every meeting shouldn't be around a rectangular boardroom. Some of them should, but if you want creativity, no. Come together with respect, trust, proper facilitation, somebody that actually watches the room and gauges the energy. Listen deeply. There are many levels of listening, and realize what wants to be heard but is not yet spoken. What wants to be heard but's not yet spoken. It's underneath. Let it arise. Number 8, collaborate with vision. Big dreams, big audacious goals. Dream together, collaboratively, collectively. Now lead, number 9. This is where the accountability comes in. Collaboration isn't a love fest. It's a success culture. In successful cultures, everybody plays their part or they're not on the team. Make it so. Number 10 of my 10 essential steps is just keep evolving. This isn't a one-off, just like cumulative environmental effects. This is a culture, this is a system, this is a relationship. Use my 10 steps. Plan your collaborations, design your collaborations. Roz Savage of London, England, not a relative, but a woman I deeply respect. The world has got more complex and more interconnected, and so has its challenges. The time of the lone wolf is over. Got it? Yeah, you know it. No more rock stars, superheroes, because they don't last. We need to work together as never before, bringing together diverse groups of stakeholders to put ego aside and work co-creatively towards solutions. It's not a nice to have, it's crucial. It's crucial. And that's why you're part of this session and we're growing in our collaborative relationship. So how do you get through that complex, challenging, global world to get what you want to accomplish your goals? That red marker? Well, let's think about one project or initiative that you think will benefit from a reappraisal or boost. So this isn't only on things that you're thinking about to start. This could be at the midway point of a project, or it could be a review, post-mortem if you wish. What could we have done better? And what's one thing that you could do better for this project? One thing that you take away from today's session? What's one thing? Just change one habit, one leadership strategy at a time. Practice collaboration done well. Think about, why does this matter to you? Recognition, leadership, success, impact, influence, money, results. Whatever that is. One of the things that matters to me is I have 4 grandchildren. I want the world to be better. I want to be part of that. So how can we collaborate better? Well, reach out to your peers, reach out to other organizations and ask these questions. And it's important. What's one ask you will make of those others? An invitation, a request. Here's something I need from you. How do we put those puzzles together? One thing, one ask, one dream. So as we near the close of this session on Better by Design, how to produce better outcomes, here's a gift for you. Those of you that send me an email, the first 20 of you that send me an email that says, here's one challenge that I have that I want to mention or ask you of, David. And here's one thing that I've taken away from today's session. Those people with the one challenge and the one insight, the first 20, I'll send you my 83-page Better by Design guidebook. We all want to be better. Let's be better together. Let's be more successful. Now, let's have better outcomes with well-designed collaborations. What I need to do, what I want to do, is just thank everyone here. This is important to me. This is important to my grandchildren. I know it's important to you. I know. So let's be better together. Let me know how I can help you. And thanks for listening. Thanks for being better together. Thanks for evolving this conversation and teaching me. Bye for now.